here with Jason Bauer. A lot of people don't know who this guy is. If they don't know, they need to get to know. He runs the West Coast. He's the best track prep guy here. And he go around track to track on the West Coast, putting the surface down for these cars to be able to get down. A lot of people don't understand how much hard work it is. These guys get out here 2 and 3 days before the race. They get out here 6, 7 a.m. in the morning, work to the middle of the night, and after the race, they scraping the track, doing it again. And then when the track is not good, it falls on his shoulders. He got to get all the ridicule, all the bad stuff. A lot come along with his job, man, and people like us respect what he do. We know how hard it is. We know he badass. Just like yesterday, he got this track together. Let's give us a little insight on what it takes to be a track prep guy, man.
Work and a little bit of insanity. Yeah. Early mornings, long nights, lots of knowledge. You never stop learning how to do it. I talk to a lot of people that do it for a living, and a lot of people that are smarter than me, and we try to put together what we learn, and if we screw it up along the way, we try to fix it as we go.
Let me ask you something, Jason.
Yeah.
If you was to say a good mentor as far as, because you badass, so that gave you a lot of options on this, who would you say was somebody that was good that gave you a lot of pointers on?
I started out doing this with Paul Bradner.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, nobody knows Paul.
I know Paul really well.
Usually outside of NHRA, he was one of the first guys that actually started spraying glue for the NHRA, period.
Right.
Old man.
Old man.
OG. Yeah, exactly.
OG.
So I kind of started working with him, and I think I was the only one dumb enough to stick around. Because dude, when I started doing this, we would scrape the entire racetrack by hand.
Yeah.
We didn't have machines, we didn't have rotators, we didn't have all this stuff.
The scrapers with the torch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally walking 9 times to the 8th mile in each lane by hand, scraping rubber. And get ready for the track races. We'd start his prep a week and a half in advance, just so we can get the rubber off and start getting it put back on. It's work, and most people won't do it.
No, yeah,
you know.
A lot of people don't understand or don't know that when I started doing my races, these guys were the guys behind having the track prepared. And that's why I wanted to get an interview with him, man, because these guys, we come a long way together, man. We started, this West Coast Grudge Racing, it originated from us. He started prepping the track. I started putting on the track. It was a team effort from everybody putting in the effort to get these tracks down, get these cars down the track, to be able to gain the reputation that we've gained to be able to have a good racetrack. I got a question for you that a lot of people don't understand. I'm trying to give you information to our fans.
Sure.
The information is, explain to the people how tricky and what goes into this, the air, the glue, the surface, the winds.
Depends on where you're at. If you start out in a place that has a lot of fields, a lot of dirt around it, you can't start early because the track's going to be dirty in the morning. You got to clean the track. So you start off, I was always taught once the product hits the ground, you can't take it back.
Can't take it back, right.
And if you put too much on it early, and then the sun comes out and the temperature of the track goes up, it gets slimy, it gets soft, and nobody goes down. So it's a balancing act between track temperature, ambient temperature, where the sun is. If the sun's directly over the track surface is going to be hotter. Even if ambient's the same, the track surface is going to be hotter than if it's off to the side. So you kind of got to start for what you think it's going to be, put down what you think you can. And for us, I don't have the luxury of using a rotator out here on the West Coast, other than one racetrack. But if we screw it up out here and we get too much glue on it and it goes soft, the only thing I have to do is scrape it back off and start again.
All over.
You know what I mean?
Which is a lot of work.
And that's how I've had to do it. I know a lot of people back east, the rotator changes the game.
Yep.
It really does.
Yeah.
And I got to use it at Sonoma. The last time we prepped at Sonoma, that was badass. It made it very different. Once we had the time to put in the work, it made it very different.
And this is stuff we don't know about drag racing. I'm a racer. I get my car prepared. A lot of people, they fans or they racers, they don't understand what it takes to be in this position, man. It's a lot of work. You're almost like a special chemist to be able to mix all this air and all this dirt and all this stuff to be able to get this track on point.
It depends. He depends on who's gonna be the top dudes tonight. I mean, it's on him. Like, it's on him who's gonna be, because the slow guys would be the guys killing it if this guy wasn't on top of his game. You know what I mean?
If I don't do my job, I turn into the biggest asshole on the racetrack, just like that.
Hey, man,
straight up.
And then when the track is good, they forget about it.
They forget about it.
You know what it usually is? What it usually works out, even at his races, how it usually works out. Early morning, superstar.
Yeah.
Racing in the sun, in a radio car on the West Coast, you become a total dick all throughout the day. You don't know what you're doing. You can't do it right. Everybody hates you. And then the sun goes down.
Oh, you're amazing.
And the track's badass. And I'm the superstar again.
But guess what, though?
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Your last race, when he did, and it was 100 degrees, the track was working.
Yep.
Now that was amazing.
I'm gonna tell you guys something though, to end this off. This is part of West Coast racing. The guys back east don't have to deal with these problems. You hear us talking about racing in the heat? We were talking about racing in the sun, racing down 100 degrees. We don't have the luxury to say we're gonna start at 10 o'clock at night and he can come out with the sun is down. This guy is very, very important to us because he got to get this track right under the worst conditions. So just want to give it up to you.
Well, I appreciate that. And
Once again,
that's kind of one of the reasons that I kind of tried to get you guys to come out here. This is the only track we have on the West Coast with no curfew.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
if I can try and figure out, or we as a group can try and figure out how to make this racetrack work, this is the only place that we have that we could really get down on with a radio in the evening time.
From what I see right now, with this underneath conditions, this type of surface, this type of atmosphere, man, sky's the limit, man. We got people that want to work with us. He's willing to come up here and get this track right. I'm willing to try to put this race. I think right now we got an opportunity to do some big things right here, man. The conditions that I'm seeing here, I'm super excited to work with this track. Jason got me to come up here. The track owner seems amazing. They got
he's a
everything
good
we
dude.
need. Yeah, we got everything we need to make this track. The atmosphere is great here. I think we're in a good position, man. Make this shit happen.
100%.
I think we can definitely make it work.
Well, thank you, man.
It's been kicking my ass today, but I think we figured some things out. So
So I'm excited to see what happens later on tonight. I appreciate you, man, and thanks for inviting me and big ass.
absolutely. Thank you.
Right on. Thank you.
Yep.
All right,
Absolutely.